Welcome to this video on the most recent fight between Jake Paul and Mike Perry. Obviously just happening last night. I'm going to go through my thoughts, some bits of the fight that I think are interesting and what it means for the future of influencer boxing. So obviously Jake Paul won the fight quite emphatically with a KO, knocked down Mike Perry at least once before the final sequence and stunned him a good few times in between that. So what really go through my thoughts really are that jab of Jake Paul going to the body, going up top was a key thing. It's such a powerful punch for a jab that even Mike Perry was getting backed off by it. And as soon as you start getting backed off, because Mike Perry throughout the fight wanted to pressure him, getting close. As soon as you start backing off when you're getting touched by that thing, it just allows that boxer who's on the back foot to land a straight behind it or another jab, or looking at that sort of the flick jab hook with the left hook from his front hand, and it just really worked for him. Obviously, I'll take you through a couple bits of the fight and show you a few things that I was sort of interested by, but it does really show. I think Jake Paul is above the levels of the rest of these influencer fighters. I think he is. Mike Perry isn't a guy who's going to get knocked out. In bare knuckle was known not to be getting stunned, not to be knocked out, and in boxing where you have gloves on, I would expect that sort of to increase, if not anything. It actually gets stunned a lot by Jake Paul, and Jake Paul made it a few worrying bits throughout the fight, I think, for Jake Paul. I think once he stunned him in the first round and did a few bits later on in that round, actually Mike Perry started coming back. He started coming back quite well, getting on the inside. Jake Paul was getting clinched up and getting pushed off. Mike was pushing him and getting him against the ropes there, which totally Mike Perry's game plan, but overall couldn't push it into effect as much as he needed to get the win. Jake Paul's jab really won him it. Jab flicking left hook really just worked well for him, and you'll see throughout these clips I'm going to show you now how well that worked and why that worked. So yeah, in this first video, which I'll play now, obviously Jake Paul backing off, coming back, and we're just waiting. Mike not really cutting off the ring, but doing well to just allow Jake Paul to circle. And as he circles, I've slowed it down here. And look at that, just hits him and just gets him down so well. And it's just difficult to even comprehend how easy that was for Jake Paul. Literally right at the start of the fight, pulls it in with the left, tries to go for a sort of swift left hook, which isn't really got much power behind it. He's just sort of flicking it out there, flicking out a jab, flicking out a left hook, and then it just makes Mike's defense just switch to the other side and just allows that straight right down the middle. It's not really even down the middle, actually. Mike sort of leans to the right. If you watch it, he leans to the right to defend a hit from the left again, and he just leaves his chin sort of downwards. And Jake, it's sort of a straight, but it's sort of going down towards the opposite side of his body, just to get straight on that chin in just perfect placement, really. Perfect placement, not to knock him out, but to get him off his feet, straight around the top of that ear, just to stun him, and just the power in that just dropped him straight away was quite incredible. And then looking at part two, looking at this now, I've just slowed it down for you, but look at this, just Jake Paul waiting, feinting with the jab. Mike Perry actually throws something there with his left, but watch this, just waiting. Got his chin tucked, ready and waiting for Mike Perry to do something. As he comes in, as he leaves his face open, just gets that jab off straight away. And then watch this, Jake Paul resets to the distance he wants to be at, feints the jabs up top, and then jabs the body perfectly, which is incredible. I mean, And it obviously affects Mike Perry straight off the bat that he doesn't know where it's going. He's leaving his chin open. You see the end of that combination. Mike Perry's hands are straight down near his body, which is just, for a jab, I mean, I know it's a powerful jab, but straight away should be hands up around your face, not just after a body shot dropping down. The worst thing you could possibly do, to be honest, but that's the thing. I think that jab really won Jake Paul the fight. The reach helped him as well against Mike Perry. The advantage of the reach really helped, but overall that jab really got him the fight. Now getting into this clip, in round 4, you see Jake Paul hits him with a jab. Mike Perry is trying to circle out, but realises, look, he's not even defending his face half the time, and just starts getting clattered with punches after he gets stunned, which is the most awful thing. He isn't decisively moving out of there, and he tries to go the opposite way, like trying to basically feint someone to go the other way. It didn't work at all. His leg literally just buckled, and then he just starts getting peppered with shots, which is the most awful thing. And Jake Paul's just ready and waiting now. He knows he's hurt, and he's just going to do it properly and just wait for him to make a mistake and get him again. And for the final clip here, just this is the end of it all, really. Mike Perry tries to come forward. Jake Paul's just waiting for him, timing him. Gets the hook on him. The left hook just stuns him, instantly knows. He starts circling out again, as he always does. Hands down, which is the most worst thing you possibly do in boxing. And he managed to get out of the way of the first one. The left hand hits. The left hand touches him again. Just about comes off him. And then look at this. It's just, Jake Paul's just punching. Mike Perry's putting nothing back at him, and he just gets dropped. And that is the end of the fight there. That's it, really. I mean, that's a brilliant display from Jake Paul, ready to go into the Mike Tyson fight. Obviously, a big fight for him, but showing that sort of display against Mike Perry, there's no way he's not going to win, I don't think. It's just incredible how he just put it on. A bare knuckle, a current fighter, a bare knuckle fighter who's done very well, has been very good and very high standing of his chin and his punching power, and just gets made to look like this. I know it was over 6 rounds out of 8, but overall Jake Paul a few minutes in, it dropped him, and it just never recovered from there. Mike Perry had a few good moments in there, but was nothing near anywhere. You thought Mike Perry might have been coming back into it at some points, but Jake Paul then just dropped him or stunned him again. It was straight back to what was going on from the very start. So great display from both of them. Obviously both did very well, but Jake Paul going on, fight Mike Tyson. I think he is the current best influence boxer. I think he can fight professionals. I think he needs a bit more time to fight the likes of Tommy Fury in that level, but I think he's way up there. And I mean, give him a few more fights, give him a few more tune-up fights. I think the Tommy Fury fight could be on the cards, and I think he could definitely win it. But yeah, I think there's easier fights he could go for. Make sure he's all ready for that, has as much experience as possible before he gets back in the ring with Tommy Fury. But I think he could easily beat someone at that level, or start looking at that in 3-4 fights time. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.